saw on your website that you partnered with over 300 brands,
Yeah.
names like Google, Dove, and McDonald's. Do you think corporations actually genuinely support your activism or using you and your followers as an opportunity for financial gain?
I think that that's a great question. I think performative inclusivity is something we need to talk more about. A lot of brands now see the benefit in saying they're body positive or they're size inclusive, and they don't actually back that shit up. So I think that there's a real big difference in between a company that's actually caring about fat people and people of all sizes being represented and people of all sizes seeing advertisement for their company, and the difference between someone who's actually wanting to be body positive, size inclusive, accessible to all. So, for instance, I've worked with McDonald's, like you said. Have we ever had a conversation about making their restaurants more accessible or having more representation in their marketing? No, I definitely haven't spoken to them about that. But then there are companies like Big Fig Mattress who specifically target plus size community, and you can see it through and through that they're supporting the community in every aspect. In the marketing, fat people are represented. They pay their creators that are fat well. They are doing things to actually make the world more accessible for people and to create representation in their marketing and setting the tone for what these corporations should do. So, not all the corporations I've worked with can I sit here and tell you, yeah, I think they support my activism. Some of them absolutely do it out of performative inclusivity, and that's something that we need to address as well. But then I know that I have brand partners that 100% stand with me, and those are where I choose to nurture relationships and those brands that our values align, and I can see they're doing the work.
Like to use that like McDonald's example, and it seems like you're even calling it out too, but how do you advocate for fat liberation though when like companies like McDonald's, let's be honest, if we had to kind of create like the average customer profile, they're probably going to be more obese people.
Yeah, for sure. McDonald's definitely is going to serve more fat people than, say Apple or something like that that we can, see, right? It's just natural. We understand that. And I think though that getting your foot in the door with a company and working with them, and them, seeing you face to face and seeing you in their marketing, that opens up a conversation. And I use a lot of these partnerships where I see changes that need to be made to kind of work my way into being an accessibility consultant and sharing my opinion on how they can improve for people of all sizes in a demographic that is more than just able-bodied thin people. And so I use that a lot, building those partnerships to create representation and show people, hey, if I can work, with McDonald's, so can you. But also to show people like the difference that companies are actually trying to be accessible and inclusive, and just showing that we can get our foot in the door and make change that way. And change takes a really long time. The change that envisioning, the change that I advocate for, is not something that's going to be overnight. It's something that's going to take generations before we see a real tangible difference. But that doesn't mean we don't start those conversations, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, whether they're just monetizing and using you or not, I mean, one thing for sure is that you're a hell of a talker, and that was a very professional answer. So I gotta give props to you.